What's up guys, Sorc here, playing Project Diablo 2 Season 3 Beta. And today I tested the Frost Nova Sorc. We are at the second last breakpoint for FCR, whereas our Lightning Sorc was at the last breakpoint. And it's a slightly cheaper build, because there's no Infinity. We check on our Merc, I'm just using an Insight. So I'm using a Death's Fathom with 3 Cold Faucets, Nightwing's Veil with 3 Cold Faucets, Skin of the Viper Magi slammed with FCR with 2 Cold Faucets, and Medusa's Gaze with 2 Cold Faucets, trying to get the cold res as low as possible. Mare's with MF, but it's got 30 all res. Mage Fist with all res. SOJ with attacker takes damage, so not really a good slam, but not the worst. SOJ with MF. Snow Clash with FCR, and Sandstorms with Cannot Be Frozen. The reason I've overstacked FCR is because there's a map mod with -20 to faster cast rate. So you want to be above your breakpoint a little bit. I'm at 140, above 105. So I could probably even take it down a bit further and increase survivability somewhere. On swap, CTA, actually an empty slot here, but only hard points actually apply. So it's fine for testing. 1619 Sword Torch, 4318 Annie, and most of my skillers are FHR. This one I probably spawned by accident. And then life and +5 all res, small charms across the top. Before we get into gameplay, I almost forgot to show my stats. We're at 165 strength, 44 dex, 128 vitality, and 409 energy, because energy shield is making this our health. All res 75 with 80 max cold. 10k unbuffed Nova. $11k buffed. You could definitely get your Nova at a way higher damage, but this is where I kind of capped the build. With the investment required, if this can't clear most things, then it's not really worth it. So now let's get into some gameplay. Although this build is slightly cheaper than the 200 FCR Lightning Sorc that I made for my last video, it's still super expensive to make it viable for solo mapping. In my opinion, there are going to have to be better options for budget mapping in the early point of the season. The Frost Nova Sorc does not get a chance to max out all of the synergies with Energy Shield, but I still used it on this build. I always like having a large mana pool and the defense provided by having damage done to mana instead of health. This makes the Lightning Sorc a little easier to play from my perspective. I was using way less potions. Another downside is that there are a lot of monsters and bosses in the game whose cold immunities you can't break, even with Conviction Aura from Infinity. Cold immunity is harder to break than lightning. I got around all of this by simply skipping all the cold immunes that I couldn't break. It wasn't really a problem. Aside from mapping, this Frost Nova Sorc would have absolutely no issues clearing all of the base content of the game. I definitely noticed that for the investment required, it isn't very good for the harder maps with archers and lots of ranged magic damage coming at you. I found the Nova Lightning Sorc holding an Infinity to be really fun, and the faster run walk granted makes it easier for mapping too. I mean, you could just teleport around, but when I'm using Nova, it's really nice to just hold the left button to run and hold shift to activate the Nova. I tested the Nova Light Sorc on the second last breakpoint for FCR as well, and although the Frost Nova Sorc does seem to clear faster, I found the Light Nova Sorc to be smoother gameplay, although much more expensive to build. I think I'm going to start Season 3 with either a budget Bolter or Fist of Heaven's Pally. I had a really good experience with solo mapping T3 maps with the Bolter last season, and keep an eye out for my next video where I'll be beta testing the FOH Pally. Thanks for watching guys, please subscribe, and I hope to see you on Season 3.